Welcome back to Toronto's Breaking News, CP24. You are looking at live pictures near our home here at 299 Queen Street West at Queen and Spadina, where we've got a number of police officers and reports of up to 200 people that are cordoned off in that area, and they are, at what we're hearing at this point, not able to go anywhere right now. Let's go to Craig Kielberger, our special correspondent, our G20 special correspondent, and he is on Eastern Avenue monitoring. We do have our very own Stephanie Smythe. She's right with us right now. What's going on here, Steph?
Rita, we're continuing to monitor this situation unfolding at Queen and Spadina. It has been in a tense situation for about 3 hours now. We've had a huge force mobilized there of the G20 security police as they tried to clear protesters from the intersection at Queen and Spadina. They had made their way there late this afternoon, decided to sit down in that intersection, determined not to leave. Many of them just marching along, not chanting any slogans, not saying anything in specific, but gathering together nonetheless and trying to head over to another hotspot of protesters at Queen and Noble and Parkdale. The police security force was determined that that did not happen, and that is when they brought in reinforcements from the riot squad tactical unit. They brought in the mounted police force as well, and now we've been hearing reports and seeing our very own people detained for some questioning. Nathan Danner is there right now keeping a bird's eye view on this for us. Nathan, what more are you learning about the situation still unfolding at Queen and Spadina?
Well, funny you say no arrest made. I'm just standing here watching someone being led by police in plastic handcuffs. So they're certainly being detained, if not arrested. But, of course, we don't know anything about whether or not charges will be laid. I'm seeing a lineup of people. You'd think they were waiting for a bus. There's got to be at least 100 of them just standing in line in orderly file with police standing next to them, all of them with plastic bags that are being held by police with their personal possessions. And it seems as though each person is just being waiting to eventually be led into.
We're going to go back now to Sammy Katz. He's our special correspondent inside this human box that's detaining but not really detaining him right now. Sammy, what's the latest?
Right now. The latest is that it looks like Disneyland right now, except like a very black version of Disneyland. People are lining up, waiting to be arrested in the pouring rain. You know, they're boxing people in every more. People just want to go home. So at this point, they're just putting their hands in the air and waiting their turn. The problem is that the riot police don't have the capacity right now to take everybody away. There's probably something like 200 people that I can see that are arrested. They don't have the capacity to arrest everybody else that's here right now.
So would you suspect they're waiting now for the court security vans to show up and take them to the G20 holding center then?
I don't think they're taking everybody there. From what I've heard, they are just detaining people, taking their pictures, and then letting them go. They want to make sure that none of these people are part of the Black Bloc. But, you know, a lot of these people are just bystanders, people who live in the area, people who are taking pictures like myself. So.
And Sammy, you are not in handcuffs. You are standing in the pouring rain, and are you now waiting to be somewhat processed, or are you still in that human box you were talking about?
Well, the process to be the lineup to be processed is inside the human box, and right now there's about 50, 60 people waiting in the lineup. So I'd rather just, you know, wait it out and see what happens than actually turn myself in and be arrested, as I did nothing wrong. I was standing at Queen and Spadina, I was taking pictures, and then all of a sudden I got boxed in, and I've been here probably for the past 3 hours, and for the past hour and a half it's been pouring rain. I'm soaking wet. There's still people who are crying, and there's, you know, you can see that there's dogs on the floor who are, you know, obviously really showing the mood that they're that everybody's in right now.
Right. We can see from our pictures they intend to make arrests.
I'm actually standing next to a group of people right now who have their IDs out and ready, waiting to be processed. It just really seems like people don't care at this point, that they just want to get out of the rain. They don't care what happens.
Yeah, Sammy, if we get a wide shot of this, are you near anyone with an umbrella that you could maybe? Yeah, we're going to take another shot and.
I'll actually put my hand out for you.
Okay, we're going to.
Right now,
hang on a second.
Umbrella.
We're just going to get the shot, and then when I ask you, just give us a wave and show us where you are in this sea of protesters.
You want to wave there? You want to be on CP24? Okay, I've got a couple people waving with me to show you where I am.
Okay. Oh, wow. Okay, there you are. Sammy, there's a few people waving. Just your hand. Keep your hand up. Show me your cell phone. Show me your cell phone.
My cell phone's right here.
There you
I
go.
don't want it
Okay.
to get wet, but I'm right out here. But the police don't seem very happy right now that I'm talking to you. And actually, one police officer, the chief, what it looked like, or I don't even know which side we're on right now. I'm so confused. It's so wet. We were allowed on the east side before, and now they're cornering us in. They're boxing us in even further on the west side, and they're closing in further. They've got police on every corner. They've got the riot police buses. They've got tons of court vans, and they've got tons of people who are in the plastic handcuffs right now.
And we now have Dave Woodford on the line, OPP Sergeant Dave Woodford. Thanks for talking with us, Dave. This situation at Queen and Spadina, Sammy Katz is one of those. Now, I would say, it is fair to say, they are being detained. What is going on?
Well, when you're saying detained, when someone is being questioned by the police, yes, they are detained. Whether they've actually been arrested or they're being charged at this point, I don't know. I'm not at the scene, but some people have been released once they have spoken to police. I know reporters have been released, so I don't know each individual case and what's happening and what's being asked of them at the scene.
Well, I can tell you, Dave, we are watching this, and we've been watching it now for about 2 hours. They are being corralled. They've been corralled. They're cornered at Queen and Spadina. They cannot move, surrounded by police. There's about 200 of them in the pouring rain. And from what we're hearing inside, because people have cell phones, Dave, people can still talk. They haven't taken those away. Nobody is being questioned. In the larger group that we're able to show you, this is a smaller group right now, but the larger group of these people who were at the intersection at about 6 o'clock were corralled and no questions being asked, and they're being told nothing, Dave.
And at this time, I can't answer your question, what's happening inside that line. There was an operational decision that was made earlier tonight, and it's still ongoing, and the information hasn't been relayed back to myself at this time. And as soon as it is, then we can update everybody on what's going on. But I know that people have been removed from there. I've been watching it myself, and then questioned, and some people have been released, and some people, I am assuming, have been charged and have been transported to the prisoner processing center, and it'll be determined what happens there, what happens to them. So this is all ongoing as we're speaking, and we haven't just been given that information, what is actually happening down there at this time.
Well,
so that I can answer to you.
Right, and it makes me wonder, as we head into 9 o'clock tonight, Dave, the G20 is all but over here in the city of Toronto. Are they waiting it out until they know that the leaders are gone, there's not as much to secure anymore, and then they'll just let them disperse?
Well, I can't answer that, Stephanie. I don't know what's happening down there and what's got this all going, what's provoked all this to get going in the first place. And like I say, an operational decision was made as a result of what happened down there, and it's still ongoing.
Okay, this operational decision is basically, we don't have any answers for you from Dave Woodford with the OPP. All we can tell you is that it's an operational decision, they say, made on the ground that he is not aware of. So I was not able to get anything out of him. Are you learning anything else yourself there, Sammy?
I'm not learning anything. I'm just standing in front of an ever-growing crowd of people who just would like to be arrested in order to avoid this situation. I know that my phone is now half broken because I can only talk to you on speakerphone because of the water damage to it. But it seems like a lot of people are unable to, a lot of cameras are ruined here, a lot of everything, a lot of property damage. And this wasn't from the Black Bloc.
Well, I mean, there's always the possibility that they might be trying to sift through the group, and here comes a bus. Now, I don't know if that bus is for the riot police or if that bus is for you folks, but we've seen those buses around the city a lot over the last 48 hours, moving police officers in and out of the area.
That's more riot police. See, apparently the riot police can only stay on guard for a certain amount of time, and then they have to shift them out. So we've already seen a changing of the guard once, and it looks like these guys are actually just leaving.
Okay, so nevertheless, you are staying there. No change in your situation. Sammy Katz, we're going to continue to keep contact with you while this situation.
Find out anything soon. My phone's about to die. I'm freezing and it's pouring rain.
Okay, Sammy, we'll call you back in a bit.